Hello, so we're going to do a quick recap of that volleyball data set. Just talking about something super quickly that wasn't really covered in the note packet. Just what our interpretation of that beta hat 2 coefficient is going to be for the parallel lines model versus the non-parallel lines model. And to kind of talk about this, I'm going to run all of that code, yada, yada, yada. And we're going to make a plot of our non-parallel lines model that has a different slope for men and women. I'm also going to make this plot of the parallel lines model. So remember, we named our parallel lines model parallel mod. And so to make a plot of the parallel lines model, it's kind of a pain. The easiest way that I know how to do it is to just fortify that model and then use code similar to what's highlighted here. And so we're going to just do it that way, replacing that with fort parallel. And let's see, that will probably have to match what we fit our parallel lines model as, and so we use the gender ind variable. And so I'm going to go ahead and also change that to gender ind. And again, it's a pain, so don't really worry too much about this code, but we have to convert this indicator and let R know that it's actually categorical, not numeric, and we do that by the factor command. So that will give us a plot of our parallel lines model. We can compare this to the plot of our non-parallel lines model. And so when we're interpreting that coefficient in front of the indicator term, that beta hat 2, our interpretation for the parallel lines model can be a little bit stronger, and that what that beta hat 2 represents is the difference between the two lines for any fixed x value here. So for any fixed set, we're expecting the orangish red line to be about that much higher, so it looks like about a minute or two higher than the average set duration for the greenish blue line. For the non-parallel lines model, our interpretation of that beta hat 2 isn't really the same as that. The reason is the distance between those two lines changes for different sets. And so that's when we revert back to that interpretation of saying, okay, when the set number 0, that's what we expect the difference in average set duration to be. And so that beta hat 2 parameter is usually a little bit less interpretable in the non-parallel lines model unless 0 is within your range of x values here. And so again, that's something that was kind of glossed over a bit in the notes, but is something that's important to remember is how we can interpret that beta hat 2 coefficient so we don't end up making an erroneous interpretation in the non-parallel lines model.